Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the first ever live streamed virtual fundraiser for Teen Advisors. And my name is Derek Roberts. I'm the Executive Director for Teen Advisors. And we are just so excited to share with you all that God has been up to in and through Teen Advisors these past 12 months. It has been a year, am I right? I don't know that any of us predicted or expected what laid ahead in April of 2020 when the schools shut down and the pandemic was really starting to kind of make the headlines, and we were in for a year. But we have made some incredible adaptations and changes and innovations to continue making the same difference that we always have here at Teen Advisors. And I am literally sitting in a literal example of one of the ways that we have adapted. So you can kind of see I've got the camera pulled back so that you can see I'm in a studio. This is a studio that we launched at Teen Advisors back in November and really started using at the beginning of the new year in January. And we've been able to shift a lot of what we were doing to virtual content, and we're so excited about that, what that means for the doors that it can open in the ways that we can impact and reach teens in new and exciting ways, and also expand our impact to more of the Columbus area, but also easily now outside of the Columbus area. And so we have a lot of those updates in store for you tonight. I would love for you right now to introduce yourselves in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear from you. And we'd love to know if you were a former Teen Advisor as well. Let us know what years you were involved, if you were a Teen Advisor alumni. And we're so thankful that you're tuning in. And I want to kick things off with a video that we actually filmed last April. The schools again had shut down and we were on lockdown as a city for the most part. Restaurants were closing. And our teenagers wanted to put out a message of hope and encouragement. And I think that's what you'll find this video did and is. And so I'd love for you to hear from them, and then you'll hear from more of us as the day goes on. And this is about a 30-minute program, so we're trying to respect your lunch hour, and we know that a lot of you tuning in live. And if you're watching this on a replay, we love that as well. And we're so excited to have you with us. So with that being said, let me kick it over to this video, and y'all enjoy the afternoon.
I'm a Teen Advisor.
I'm a Teen Advisor.
I'm a Teen Advisor.
I'm in Velocity.
I'm in Velocity.
I'm in Velocity.
I'm in Velocity.
I'm in Elevate.
I'm in Elevate.
Life can be hard.
Hatred, animosity, and division.
Stress and anxiety and pressure.
Pressure to be the best.
Pressure to fit in and be liked. Pressure to look a certain way.
Or act a certain way.
Or be a certain way.
So much pressure.
Be unique, but don't stand out.
Stay in your lane and mind your business, but find a cause and take a stand.
Being a teen is full of contradictions and expectations.
There are so many voices fighting for our attention. It's a wonder we can even hear anything.
People have written us off. A label for every struggle, every fear.
Insufficient.
Failure.
Worthless.
Spaz.
Lazy.
Not enough.
Too much.
They think they know us, or they haven't even noticed us, but we can show the world we're growing up.
Capable of so much more.
More love.
More wisdom.
More patience.
More compassion.
What kind of choices will we make?
What path will we choose?
We don't have it all figured out.
I'm not sure anyone really does.
But I don't think that the world needs more pretenders.
The world needs more compassion and kindness.
The world needs more heart and passion.
And the world needs real.
Like, really real.
Like lean on your shoulders and ugly cry, real.
Reach out to the lonely and to the hurting, real.
Stand up to bullies and violence, real. Love our neighbors, real.
Shout and celebrate your accomplishments, real.
Sometimes accomplishment might just mean being a better you than you were the day before.
One step at a time.
Let's give each other the permission to ask the tough questions.
Even if we don't have it all figured out yet,
we can still be role models and leaders.
Someone who listens in a world where most people aren't listening.
we could talk about things that matter and actually make a difference. Like, actually help people.
Bullying and hate and racism and division don't have to be the norm.
Stereotypical teen choices don't have to be the norm.
And we don't have to struggle by ourselves.
We don't have to be alone.
Aren't we all looking for a place to belong?
We can make the world a better place. Be a light.
Offer hope.
Spread joy.
We can change the world.
And we will.
We will.
We will.
And we will.
Hi everyone, my name is Nick Cash.
And I'm Sally Baker, and we are the co-chairs of the Board of Teen Advisors. We are so excited to be here today to show you some of the ways that Teen Advisors continues to impact our community as it has been doing so for the last 34 years.
Yeah, I was one of those teenagers that was impacted years ago, as was Sally, when we were in high school by the ministry of Teen Advisors. I know that I am who I am today in large part thanks to what God did in my life when I was a teenager in Teen Advisors.
That impact continues to grow every year, and COVID has made Teen Advisors kind of pivot in its style of ministry this year, but with a really remarkable team of staff, they've been able to do that.
Yeah, I want to read a Bible verse to you. It's from 2 Kings, it's chapter 3, verse 7. It says that the king of Israel, he sent message to the king of Judah, Jehoshaphat, and he said, "The king of Moab is attacking me. Will you come and help?" And Jehoshaphat responded by saying, "I will go. I am as you are. My horses are as your horses. My people are as your people." And so today we're asking you to be like King Jehoshaphat. Would you say to this ministry that is literally shaping the future of our community, would you say that I am with you, I am for you, my horses are as your horses, my resources are as your resources. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Take a look at how Teen Advisors has addressed this ministry in really innovative and new ways this year. Thanks for being here.
The work that we do at Teen Advisors is all about bringing people together. It's sort of always hinged on that for the past 34 years of Teen Advisors' existence. Building community, growing leaders, creating bridges, learning together. And it was that together that made all the difference.
So what do you do when the world shuts down? How do you connect and lead and influence in a world that looks so different than it did 12 months ago? Between a global pandemic and social and political unrest, the world slowed down and erupted into chaos at the exact same time.
We all knew, that now was not the time to check out on our teenagers. We work so hard every year for teens to have those moments where they see and feel and know that they aren't alone. And if anything, the world was creating opportunities for people to feel more alone than ever.
So how do you connect people in isolation? How do you influence people you can't be in the same room with? How do you reach beyond the mask to the person whose face you've only ever seen half of?
How do you help teens who feel lonely and bored and overwhelmed and anxious at the same time? How do you cultivate connection when the world feels more isolated and disconnected than ever? And so we did the only thing we knew to do. We adapted, prayed, evolved, offered hope, shined a light, found the silver lining, seized every opportunity. We redefined connection and community. We left our comfort zones and offered more in a time that everyone expected less. And we took that same teen advisor voice, that same influence, that same message of hope, and made it louder than we ever have before. From exciting and unique virtual events and innovative digital content to new TA ventures in podcasting, community service, and leadership development.
We got outdoors and in the studio and found those same connections that have defined Teen Advisors for generations. We found ways to do what we've always done.
Change lives. Grow leaders. Instill belief. Belief in ourselves and belief in a bigger plan. And maybe most importantly, We didn't do it isolated and alone. We did it together. Together. Together.
So regardless of what your past year looked like, the hardships you faced, the loved ones you lost, the time that slipped away, or the distance you felt, you're not alone.
Here at Teen Advisors, we're finding out exactly what it means to live real.
And really live.
Hi, wasn't that an amazing video?
It was so good.
So much has been accomplished over the years, and especially in this past year.
Yeah, really, so much.
Yeah, my name's Leanne. I've been on staff with Teen Advisors for 6 years. Had the privilege and the blessing of serving with our students right alongside Miss Tabata.
Yes. So I'm Tabata, and I've been on staff for 5 years and have absolutely loved every moment that I get to work with our students.
Yeah, and Tabata, if you could sum up our students in one word, what would you say?
I would say brave. We serve some of the most brave teenagers that I've ever met in my life, and I'm so thankful for them and just the way that they show up. This year has been a challenge, but these students have shown up. They've wanted connection. They've wanted community. It's been important to them.
Yeah.
And Teen Advisors, you know, we've done this for years, but we're still doing the same things we've always done. We're just doing it in a new way.
Yeah.
We've really had to think outside of the box and kind of trust God in the way that He led us. And it's been such a beautiful experience, but totally out of our comfort zone, but so worth it. And all the things that we've gotten to learn and experience with these students. And they've just been showing up, and they've been sharing their hearts about their struggles that they're dealing with. I mean, everything from anxiety to feeling alone and depression, you know, things that they're dealing with in their families or at school, the pressure of school or fear of the future. I mean, they've really poured their hearts out to us, and it's been really cool to see them do that because it helps the other students to know that they're not alone, right? They're not alone. We're facing these things, but they're not facing it by themselves. And it's just been really cool to see them cultivate that community through Teen Advisors, to make new friendships with people that they may not have met without our program.
That's
and
right.
It's just been such a blessing.
Yeah, and the one word I would say is family.
Yes.
They really feel like a family, whether they join for the first time or they've been in our program from Velocity all the way through 12th grade and Teen Advisors. They have really taken the opportunity to shine and to be a light in their community. And I can't wait for you to actually hear from our students in this next video. You're going to be blessed.
I'm Maddie. I'm a senior at Northside High School, and this is my Teen Advisors story.
Hi, I'm Ellie Scott. I'm in 9th grade, and this is my Teen Advisors story.
Hi, I'm Britton, and I'm a junior at Northside. And this is my Teen Advisor story.
This is my Teen Advisor story.
This is my Teen Advisor story.
And this is my Teen Advisor story.
As a homeschooler, I don't have the most opportunities to meet people, and I feel like Teen Advisors has been one of the coolest places to go, as it's a really great opportunity to meet people, even in the hardest of times.
The year I started Elevate was 2020. Amidst the pandemic, I had never felt more alone. I didn't know who I could trust. I was disconnected from many of my friends, and I didn't know who to turn to whenever I had deep thoughts or questions.
I have grown a lot since I've joined Teen Advisors, and I have completely new beliefs and an even stronger faith than I've ever had before. Without Teen Advisors, I think I would be in a really bad place.
Teen Advisors gave me a group of people who could pour back in. They could build me up, and they could tell me that I was beautiful even when other people said I wasn't.
High school can really be a difficult place. Making new friends, losing friends, experiencing new pressures really just opened my eyes about that everyone goes through the same problems or similar problems that I do, and it really helped me.
7th grade I joined, and I've been a part of Teen Advisors ever since 7th grade. They have really grown my relationship in Christ. They've taught me how to be a better man in Christ. They taught me how to be a better man in general.
Teen Advisors has helped me through the 2 years that I've been there, which is 7th grade and 6th grade, because it has helped me make the right decision. It has helped me open up my eyes better about the world.
In middle school, I was bullied a lot, and it gave me those friends that were there for me through tough times. Because I would struggle with mental health, like depression, because I just thought I wasn't worth it.
Well, when Velocity came to us last year when I was a 6th grader, I really do think it did help me process my thoughts and things, what kind of decisions to make and what to think about myself.
Been with me through all of my awkward stages of
middle school and now going into high school and having to go into this whole new environment.
Because of the pandemic this year of 2020, it really kind of messed up my experience of what I thought high school was going to be like, and I kind of just felt sort of isolated from the rest of the world. And then Elevate started to do these virtual events. It made me happy, and it made me feel not so boxed in my house, because I was still in my room a lot. Elevate really made me feel like a better person. It makes me happy, and I just love being around all the positive people in Elevate.
It's a great way to meet new people and get closer to the Lord. Also, you get to have a lot of fun, get to help your community out.
The experiences I've been able to have and the friendships I've built through Teen Advisors are some of the best that I could have ever had. And I don't even know where I'd be right now without Teen Advisors and Velocity and Elevate being involved in my life.
I honestly don't know where I'd be without it, because it's just given me a really strong support group throughout high school. And I feel like without it, I wouldn't be my authentic self, and I'd be scared to fall into peer pressure. It's given me hope when I'm lost, and it's given me people to turn to when I'm sad.
In high school, it's really easy to get overwhelmed by people and cliques and the whole influence of everyone trying to figure themselves out. It's really easy to get trapped in that. And Teen Advisors offered a method to kind of stay true to yourself, but also it created a base of friends and family in some ways that picked me up when I felt like I couldn't make it anymore.
I've had the opportunity to be taught by the staff at Teen Advisors and by my fellow students lots of good life skills that I am 100% sure I will carry on to the future.
Wow, it's always awesome to hear firsthand from the students about the impact that Teen Advisors has on them and just the privilege of our investment and what it can mean to these students. And so this year, knowing that that investment at times needed to look different. Hey, I'm Aaron Wall. I'm the director of Teen Advisors, our program for 10th, 11th, 12th graders. This year we did have to adapt. We had to change things. We had to think differently with how we were going to be there and invest in our students. And so we game planned in the summer, and we worked hard, and we had this year this mixture of virtual and in-person events. We had opportunities where students just could connect with each other. We knew that we wanted Teen Advisors to be a consistent, constant thing that students could depend on. So whether they joined us for a Star Wars trivia night on Zoom, or whether they were able to come to a small group Bible study where maybe we sat outside instead of inside and just thought differently about how we were being there for our students and investing in them. We knew that that mattered more than ever. Having people they could count on, having adults they can count on, having peers they can count on. And we knew that that was just so important this year. And I think we did a great job of thinking of different ways to connect with our students. And even this past weekend, we're able to have a Teen Advisors and Elevate our spring retreat type event. We changed it. We had to think about it differently and adjust to be safe. But we were able to provide opportunity for students to connect with each other and be refreshed. We also knew that we didn't want students to lose their voice with each other. We knew that Teen Advisors gives our students a platform to speak truth to each other, encouragement to each other, and we knew that we had to think about that differently too, with schools needing to be stricter about visitors and about students changing classes and moving around, that just normal classroom sessions weren't going to be an option this year. And so we knew that we were going to have to switch to a virtual option and create video content to give to our schools in Muskogee County and Harris County to still give our students a voice. And so this past year we started creating virtual classroom sessions where our students still were able to speak to their peers, right, about issues that were relevant to them, about self-worth, about peer pressure, about family, about dating, and still have a platform to speak. And so what was neat is that, again, normal sessions were to freshmen, right? And we had several schools this year that took the opportunity with the videos that we made, and they saw them, and they saw the power and influence of them. And some of the schools even showed them to even the whole school, or more than just a freshman. So in some ways, just with our students and staff working together, we were able to get more students to see that content and to be engaged and be influenced and have that positive peer pressure. Because we knew that's what Teen Advisors has been about for the last over 30 years, and we knew that needed to continue, and that in many ways was more important than ever.
Hey y'all, I'm Amelia McCardle, and I am the director of our Velocity program, which is our program for 7th and 8th graders. And it's so true that this year we have had to adapt a lot and make a lot of changes. And what's amazing about that is it kind of allowed us and gave us permission to break the mold and to do things that maybe we'd wanted to do for a while, or things that we had even never thought about doing before. And one of those things was to allow our students more ways to lead. It's really great to see them do classroom sessions, and I believe that every student can, but a lot of them, that's a place where they're a little more nervous, and they think that standing up in front of a crowd and being loud is maybe the only way they can lead. And what's been really cool this year is that we created a team where we really lifted up those students that are more focused on wanting to serve, and gave them a chance to really interact with people on a different level than they maybe would have other years, and with different people that they might not have normally seen. And so we created the Serve team, and this gave us the chance to connect with our community and really kind of focus on that circle out aspect of Teen Advisors and who we are. In a year where it would seem really easy to circle in more, we were able to circle out and connect them with places like Safe House Ministries, with Literacy Alliance, with different students in local elementary schools, just kind of coming out of that leading within the schools, and then giving them a chance to really be themselves and shine, whether they love working with animals or whether they really want to just do something behind the scenes and collect donations for local community nonprofits. So we've gotten to see them shine in ways that I feel like we wouldn't have in another year. And then with our Serve team, we also kind of really focused on the need to help them be more aware of themselves and what they're able to do. And so we were able to offer a lot of trainings on things like Myers-Briggs, and we did a diversity workshop, which was really powerful for them to just have a space where they can talk about those things, where maybe in the rest of the world, or maybe in the other circles they're in, they've kind of been told to keep quiet. They definitely see the hostility and the division that's in our world right now, and they have a lot of really brave and powerful things to say about what's going on. And so it's been really cool for us to kind of step into actually having those hard conversations more, rather than pulling away from that.
Hey y'all, Aaron and Amelia did such a fantastic job updating you guys on some of the incredible new things that we're doing, whether that was the virtual classroom sessions or our new service project team, working out in the community and connecting with leadership development and our students and serving in the community. And another thing that I wanted to be able to share with you is about our new podcast, the Live Real podcast, which you can find on all of the major streaming platforms where you can find podcasts. You can look it up, Live Real Podcast by Teen Advisors. And that's something that we launched at the beginning of this year. It's something the students themselves have been integrally connected to and involved with. And so they're coming up with topics and content and doing interviews and learning how to speak on a podcast, and that's been an exciting new venture for them, I know, and it's been cool for us to learn as we go along with them. And one of the things you can kind of see here, this is another section of our studio that you saw me in at the beginning of this broadcast, and we have a spot here for 4 different people, and you can just imagine, if you know anything about Teen Advisors and the classroom sessions that we do, one of the most powerful moments in those sessions in the schools where the teens are talking to their peers about teen issues is that moment where they take questions from their younger underclassmen peers and field those questions and answer them to the best of their abilities and give advice. I mean, that's where the advisors comes from, and Teen Advisors. They're giving advice on these teen issues and the questions that they have. And one of my favorite episodes, or several of my favorite episodes of the podcasts, have been when the students have filled these chairs and they have answered question cards that have come in from students and talked about teen issues. And so many exciting things have happened, whether that's just addressing other issues like human trafficking or foster care and adoption. We've connected with other community leaders and nonprofits. We've had the teens here interviewing one another and doing exciting entertainment episodes around Christmas. And you think about the impact that that can have, that it's not just isolated to a school classroom, it's not just isolated to Columbus, Georgia, but all over the world. We've had listeners coming to this podcast, and it's continuing to grow. We encourage you to check it out. And one of the most exciting things, just in talking to our podcast team, that they enjoy and cherish is just that ability to kind of have a more intimate conversation. That, it's literally called Live Real. I think the main episode is Real Talk, and we want to just have those authentic questions and authentic conversations about real issues in the world, and especially those that our teens and our families are facing. And so that's an exciting new venture for us, and we're so excited to have this equipment. But of course, just wanting to let you guys know that that exists for you to check it out, and also that we need your support. We need your support. We need the reviews. We need the listens. We need funding to keep things like this going and for us to keep dreaming up what's next. And so certainly I don't think God's done with us yet, and I know that there's more down the road, and we're so excited to see how our how our students plug into that. And I think I've said I'm so excited about 1,000 times, so I apologize for that, but we really are. That's coming from a sincere and genuine place. It's not just like mouth filler. And, just think of the endless possibilities that come with equipment like this that can broadcast out into the world some really powerful truths about identity and the things that we all wrestle with, not just teenagers, but just humans. And for us to be able to have those conversations in an authentic way and then share that with everyone and let you in on that conversation. And hopefully it feels like we're right there with you. And so I'm going to introduce now one of our students, Macy Cardwell, who has written a very powerful poem and has generously offered to perform it for us. And I know that you'll be just inspired and blown away by her talent and just her words and how well she captured what it means to be a teenager, and in a lot of ways what Teen Advisors means to our teenagers. So enjoy this performance from Macy.
The clock strikes midnight. Cinderella has transformed into a teenager. The golden carriage becomes her first car. The featherlight touches from the prince turn into wandering hands and inappropriate text messages. Back at the party, the punch bowl is replaced by a six-pack. School morphs into a nightmare. Extracurriculars are nothing but bullet points for her college resume. Everything she does affects her future, and 1,000 voices whisper suggestions, corrections, rejections. She doesn't know the difference. Cinderella runs home and finds that her mother has become the antagonist of her life story. She doesn't know that she's the one who's changed, and Mama doesn't know what happened to her little princess. Her sisters have been named ugly so many times they are starting to believe it. Cinderella has never read this fairy tale before, and she doesn't know how it ends. What if someone steps in who remembers being 16 and wanting to feel like a princess? What if instead of a fairy godmother, she has a friend to help her read the story and a hand to hold during the scary parts? All of us have been a character in this story at some time or another, but in this version, Cinderella has someone to talk to, someone who accepts her in her rags, wipes the dirt off her face, and says, "What can I do? How can I help?" Sometimes the answer is a hug, an encouraging note in the mail at exactly the right time, a voice to speak truth amidst lies. And sometimes the answer is to pick up a broom. Everything is going much better, but there's a knock at the door. A message from the royal palace. The prince wants Cinderella to come back to the ball. and her aching heart tugs at her to put down her broom and run to the wrong party with the wrong people and the wrong kind of drinks. She wants to run into the arms of Prince Charming, knowing he'll probably have her charmed by the end of the night, and she doesn't know how to tell him no. What if someone gives her the magic words? What if someone says, "Come to our party. You can meet all the other Cinderellas and learn you aren't the only one telling the prince no. Come to our party and stay safe tonight. Hang out with our friends and feel loved tonight. Throw on a ball gown and we'll rejoice with you that you made the right choice. Come to our party and we promise you won't regret it." It shouldn't be a hard choice, but it is. And part of her still wants to run to the first boy that ever made her feel like a princess. What if someone holds up a glass slipper and says, "You already are one"? She tries on the slipper, and for the first time, it fits.
Wow, thank you to Macy for closing out our virtual fundraiser in the most powerful and perfect way. We're so grateful for her and so many of our talented, gifted, passionate, amazing, incredible students. And I'm so glad that you got to hear from so many of them this afternoon. And I'm just so excited about what lies ahead. What should have been a year of lack ended up a year of opportunity and abundance and doors opening that we never could have imagined opening. And so part of what's next is we need your help. We need your support. We need people to rally behind us and help us sustain these new initiatives and these new things that we're doing. And so that's part of what today is all about, right? Hopefully it's not a surprise to any of you who are tuning in that this is a fundraiser and that we're trying to raise funds to make sure that this difference, this life-changing ministry and organization continues to impact as many teenagers as we can. And we definitely have the right staff to do that. We have an incredible program that was finding its roots in what Richard and Dee Dee Stevens started 34 years ago, and still holds those core values of just making a difference and pouring into the teens. One of the things that I think is most powerful, and Macy's poem captured it so well, is just that gift of choice, reminding teenagers that they're not alone in their struggles, that they have one another, that they have people like our staff who care about them, that want to advise them and counsel them and disciple them and give them advice and walk with them through hard things. And I hope that you feel inspired. I hope that you feel encouraged about what the future holds, because we have some incredible young leaders coming up who are ready to light the world on fire and do incredible things, and I know that they will. And so there's a few ways that you can respond and give. And so I want to unpack those just real briefly in closing, and then let you know where to go from here. So next steps, if you want to give, the easiest thing to do is just to give online via our website. We have a secure giving form linked. It's been at the bottom of the screen pretty much this entire broadcast. And so if you don't already have that written down, it's teenadvisors.org/give. And that will take you to a link where you can give online using a credit or debit card. That's probably the most convenient way to give. But there are other ways that you can give. You can give via check or cash through the mail. And the easiest way to do that is just to mail it to our office, P.O. Box 5305, and that zip code is 31906 in Columbus, Georgia. And you can always call our office, and that number would be 706-322-6186. And we are able to take calls right now. So if this is a Friday, if you're watching this live, we do have someone. Normally we're not having office hours on Fridays, but we have someone manning the phones today, and you can process your donation over the phone. And that's another easy way that we can take care of that for you. And we would love to hear from you. So let us know how this has impacted you. Let us know what ideas that you have for us. And like Nick said earlier on in the introduction of this broadcast, we just are excited to see what resources you might be able to bring to the table to help us become even better and greater than we already are. We know God is doing great things, and we are doing all we can to courageously follow him wherever he leads us. And this year it's led us into some really unexpected and exciting new territory. And I think that is opening up some opportunities for us to reach even more students than we ever have before. And who would have thought it would have taken the city and the schools shutting down for that to happen, but it certainly has. And so all those same things that you remember as a Teen Advisor alumni are still happening and will still happen. And then all these new exciting things are happening as well. And so once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for giving us your time. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to just give us a contact on our email, on our website, on our Facebook page, in the comments of this very broadcast, and we'd love to reach out. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll definitely reach back out. So thank you so much, and I hope that you have a great and happy weekend and the rest of your week. God bless, and thanks for supporting Teen Advisors. Bye, everybody.